Hey everyone, how we doing today? This is James Sweeney, aka SplitSuit, and welcome back to another video. And as part of the Ask SplitSuit a Question series, a couple people did ask hand history questions, and this one actually came to me privately via Facebook. And Josh wanted me to look at a quick hand. So Josh prefaces the hand by saying, "Hi James, can I get a little bit of feedback on my last hand of the night at a local casino? It's a 50-cent one game, and I usually crush it. An unknown player sits down to my left, never seen her before. Third hand in, I open Queen Jack off to 6 from under the gun plus 2. 6x is pretty standard there. Any less and you just get an utter cascade of limpers. So the new lady ends up making it 13 and it folds over, and I had started the hand with maybe 40. I decided a huge pair would probably 3-bet slightly bigger, and it was most likely 9s through jacks, although I'm holding a jack, or ace-king. I have jacks and queens blocked, and I'm fairly sure aces and kings would go a bit bigger. So I decided to call and jam if it comes my card high." Okay, so what I want to do real quick is back up one quick tick and talk about a couple big things first. First and foremost, I think this open raise in the first place was very, very bad and very poor. This is a terrible hand to do it with at a terrible stack size. There's way too many players to contend with pre-flop just to pick up the blinds. There's a lot of players that could take position on you. And at the point of putting in 6 out of your 40 starting stack, I mean, that's just way too much commitment with such a weak hand. So definitely going to be an open fold for me pre-flop. Once I face the 3-bet, I'm definitely not wanting to give action either, simply because by calling I'm putting in a third of my starting stack pre, and that's going to create a 1 SPR going into the flop, and just in general this is going to be an extremely terrible situation for us. So this is a situation where I'm either looking to jam it pre-flop or just fold it. My pure default here is certainly going to be to fold, especially against a new player. You have no information to know if you can make a 4-bet bluff jam, and thus I'm just going to fold here and get out of this. And there's really just nothing good that can come here, right? We're going to miss the flop a strong 2/3 of the time. Even the third of the time we do catch, we're definitely going to have some reverse implied odds for sure. And I'd say that this is just an awful situation. Now, I like the fact that you're trying to think ahead and create a plan and considering jamming, but you're jamming when it comes your card high. And again, is she going to make any mistakes at that point? I mean, you're shoving roughly 27 into 27. And if it comes queen or jack high and you shove, is she really going to make any mistakes? I don't really see that happening. So if you're going to have that kind of plan, it's usually one where I'm planning on jamming a decent amount of boards where I miss, hoping that I can get them to fold things like ace-king high. That's a more legitimate plan than shoving on all the boards that you hit. I don't really see that doing anything in a situation like this. So again, going back to it, my major point is pre-flop. Just fold it. Don't even bother opening it. Once I face the 3-bet though, I think calling is by far and away the worst of our options, and I'd much prefer to see you just fold it here. So just to complete the hand, even though, like I said, I'd really never ever see it this way, end up copying a queen high board, checks, faces a 10, and goes for the check jam. I really don't understand why you deviated from your plan. Most of the time when you create a plan pre-flop, and in this situation, like I said, I don't like your plan, but if I am going to create a plan pre-flop, I'm usually going to stick with it on the flop unless the texture is just way too specific. And in my opinion, if you had the plan to jam on your card high, I don't really see why we deviated against that on this particular texture. So even still, I mean, the check jam, what does it really do? Not getting folds from better hands. I don't think we're getting called by much worse, except maybe ace kings. So I don't really see this doing a tremendous amount. But again, never ever would have seen this situation. And in this exact spot, we ended up getting snapped off by exactly pocket queens. So Josh then says, "Did I play the whole thing like a complete idiot fish? I wasn't tilting or anything. I can't work out whether my given stack size it was a bit of a cooler or if I should have just chucked the queen jack pre for the min raise. Any thoughts? Thanks a lot. Please be very frank if you hate the play." So if I'm being frank, I really do hate this play. I think there are a couple different chances for us to fold. Again, folding, just open folding pre-flop would have been better. Folding against that 3-bet for sure as played though. And one thing I wanted to point out is you try to put her on a concrete 3-bet range, 9 through jacks with some ace king, but I don't think you can put anyone on that concrete of a range over just a couple of hands. And even more so, I know you're trying to look at the size and saying, well, I think they would have gone bigger with their big hands, but over a few hands, you really have no reason to think that other than maybe just the default thought process of the player pool, but you can't pinpoint someone that precisely over just a couple of hands, so I don't think you can take out things like aces, kings, and queens from the 3-bet range, and because of that, even more so, your hand drops down in value in a huge way. So again, I think you misplayed a couple parts of this hand, but if you're going to play with this shorter stack size, 30, 40, 50 big blinds, definitely need to make sure that you tighten up your opening ranges, especially from early and middle position. And again, this hand should never really ever be played this way in the future, which will save you a lot of money. So Josh, thanks for the great hand, and if you or anyone else has a poker-related question, feel free to leave it on our Google Plus page. I'll leave a link for that in the description box. And also, please make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this type of video. So same as always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Otherwise, good luck out there, and happy grinding.